So in my preschool son's literacy journey, he really started out by becoming obsessed with books about the human body. That was sort of his first love when it comes to books that we read. And then, sort of, our second big deep dive into a genre of books was alphabet books. And if you go to the library, you can find hundreds of really clever, really fun, cute, interesting alphabet books of all shapes and sizes. These are just a couple that I have still in our collection. But the more variety of alphabet books that you can find, the more exposure they have. And the more you just make silly little stories about it, talk about letters climbing up coconut trees, and just sort of make it a fun adventure. It's just that they learn what the letters are. And eventually they start to connect things like this letter has a sound. And every time I see that, I see a word that starts with F. It's really great for helping to introduce the idea that letters mean something. They mean sounds. So, ABC books. Oh, this is one of my favorites. It's so cute. I love Stephen Cartwright. He is my favorite children's illustrator. He illustrates for Usborne Books and always hides a little rubber duck in his pictures, which is so much fun. But these are just the cutest little illustrations, and everything in every picture starts with that letter. So it's really fun to look at a picture and say, oh, look, here's a lion, and there's a, like just finding all of the things in the picture that start with that letter: gorilla, a goose, a golden egg, a gate, and just talking about it. It's really, really fun to look at these pictures. This is the ABC book by Stephen Cartwright. And it also has kind of a storyline as well, like it talks about different people and names, and then the different like animals and things that they have. This is a staple that I grew up on. I memorized it as a young kid. I wrote a song for this book, and I adore it. I love the Bee Book. Big brown bear, blue bull, beautiful baboon, blowing bubbles, biking backwards, bump black bugs, banana boxes, and Billy Bunny's bread basket. And it goes on and on and on. It's all about the letter B. The whole story has B words. So it's really, really silly. It's really funny. It's really sad at the end because Baby Bird's balloon breaks. That's the end of the story. I don't know very many children's stories that end sad like this one. So it's very memorable. I can remember feeling really sad as a little girl about this. And I loved the way my mom would repeat and say all these B words. I can still remember it. It is currently out of print, and so I had to find this used. I was so excited when I found this used. And then I learned that there is also a Berenstein's A book and a Berenstein's C book. So they've got ABC. And these are kind of similar stories. That everything starts with A, everything starts with C, and they're delightful. The B book is the best, though. It is really the best one. And then Dr. Seuss's ABCs. This size is different than the board book. There is better poetry and better rhymes. It's very subtle, like very slightly different, but I do recommend that you get the big one in addition to the little one. This is a fun one. I also read with my mom when I was a little girl. I can remember reading this one. A zizzer zazzer zaz, as you can plainly see. So, alphabet books are a really important step in learning how to read. And they're so much fun. And then there are great songs. The traditional alphabet song. There's also a really great alphabet song from the Super Readers TV show from Wyatt and the Super Readers. And so anyway, it's really fun to read through these books, sing the songs, look at the pictures, talk about the sounds, and just volume and variety is the most important thing with alphabet books, because then they get to see lots and lots of different fonts, lots of different uppercase and lowercase letters. They get to see lots of different words that begin with that letter and just start to associate a sound with a character. So alphabet books are a really great way to get your child starting to think about reading.